it, baby. Break it, baby. Break it, baby.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Gravy Baby Spooky Edition. Happy Halloween. Hi.
Hey, what are you doing?
I am right now. I'm talking to you. What do you have an embarrassing Halloween costume story from your childhood or adulthood? I guess.
Nah,
No, you never dressed up. You didn't do the trick or treat thing.
Nah, we did one time. I have a spooky story,
Okay.
but not an embarrassing one.
Okay. Well, first, tell me what you dressed up as the one time you went trick or treating. Well, I guess if you had a dad who was a
Not
comic,
one time, but like during the '80s, when I was a kid,
yeah,
it was all like where you went to the Kmart and then you got the plastic. It was basically it's basically a garbage bag that had, whatever, a Superman or, you know what I'm saying? Then
yeah, or they'd have a witch on it or whatever theme of the year. A Little Mermaid would have been another one. I know what you're talking about.
It was before. I'm talking about before Little Mermaid. I'm talking about this. The old heads. Remember, you had a
Thundercats one. You talking about like that old?
I'm talking about you got basically a plastic garbage bag shirt that you put over yourself.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And there were little ties on the side.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then you got the mask was just like this weird plastic thing that had one little rubber band,
which always broke immediately.
Yeah, which always broke immediately. Yeah.
And then you'd have to come with the staples on the side of it.
Yeah.
To try to get it to stay again.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Which plastic?
So it was either that or it was you got a bunch of you got the makeup kit.
Mm-hmm.
You got the makeup kit that had it's gonna come with the vampire or the whatever, ghoul or Frankenstein with the green or whatever.
There's no way that shit wasn't toxic. It said not toxics on it, but that shit was it's so bad. It smelled so horrible.
The vampire teeth. The vampire teeth. Your mouth was always
make you drool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You'd have to constantly
in all night.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to constantly. It seemed like you had a lisp the entire time. Just check on shit.
Yeah. By the end of the night, you're taking it out of your mouth. I was back in the trick or treating.
Your gums are all bleeding. Your gums are all sore and red from wearing that thing that doesn't fit your mouth at all. What was the plastic T-shirt costume that you had? What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, no, of course not. I just remember that was the two options that I was when I was a child. I was either put toxins on your face. Have some kind of
plastic shirt, shitty mask.
Yeah. Really not great.
They've definitely come a long way with the costumes.
They definitely have. Yeah.
Yeah, they've come full circle. I remember one year, because my mom. I don't know if we were broke. I guess we were broke, but we just used a bunch of. I think she bought the one color, not the pack, but the one color, and then used that and her makeup. And the first year, I remember what it was. I was a witch, and I was just wearing my mom's clothes. That's all it was. This big drapery, and then she had this wig that she pulled out of the closet for some reason. Had a wig, and then she put a bunch of goop on my face. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. I think it was posted on I posted it on for a show I'm doing at what's it called, the Lyric Hyperion tonight. And it was me as a witch, but no witch hat, just walking around like a weird old lady with a bunch of green shit on my face.
It works. It
does work. And then one year I wanted to be the good witch from the Wizard of Oz. So she just put a bunch of tinfoil and like made like the little wand. She just put a bunch of tinfoil together. So I was just walking around hitting kids with my fucking aluminum foil wand.
Of course.
Classic.
Yeah.
What's your spooky story? Tell me the spooky story.
So this was back when, like, and my dad, he wasn't a great dad. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, he didn't do a lot of dad things.
Well, that's kind of what I thought we were gonna say because of the not trick or treating a lot. I was like, well, with a comedian for a dad, you're probably spending a lot of Halloweens in fucking green rooms.
Yeah, no, it wasn't so much that as it was, okay, here, I'm going to go fulfill my duty by dropping you off at the end of the street, going and, smoking weed and goddamn drinking beers on the other end of the street with my buddies. Because, his buddies were always around. It's like, we would grow up, it would be him and like whoever his comic friends were, I guess, at the time. Like,
and then he was like, "You'll find me. I'll leave you here."
Yeah, you'll find me, right? Yes, just go attack the street. Like it's not the, that was the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah. There was way more faith in parents in their children back then too. I guess there was also way more kidnappings, so maybe they shouldn't have had that much faith in us. But there was always like, they'll figure it out. There's way more of that than there is now, I will say.
Yeah, and I think that was like something that was like, I don't know if that's something that should be brought back. Like people were like, oh, back in my day, we had such a great time, and I'm not necessarily sure that's something we should do again. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that's something that we should be stressing out about the whole day on that. I think that's good. Go to truck or treat, whatever.
Yes. Everybody's around. Everybody can see everybody's kids, all that. Yeah.
That's fine. That's great. That's perfect. You know what I mean? That's perfect.
Not I'm going to drop you off at the beginning of the woods and then you manhunt your way back to me. Yeah. Find your way through this, through this block, and you'll, eventually I'll be over here by this thing. Like, so I won't give you any directions. You won't know which way to go.
Exactly. Use your 8-year-old navigational skills to find yourself.
You've ridden in the car a few times. You get it.
Yeah, right.
That was always the shit for me, is I was like, I would be walking in parts of my neighborhood like I didn't know existed. And then I was like, where the fuck am I? I don't know where the fuck this is.
Yeah.
I don't remember my neighborhood being this big. Trick or treat night, I was like, I didn't realize my neighborhood was this big because I never walked into all of it.
You don't. Why would you?
Why would I?
You're a child. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man, so we go through there and, we're doing the old, and then, when you're young, I guess I had to have been like 7 or 8. And, my brother was older than me, 9 or 10, I'm guessing at this time. And we're trying to get that candy, man. It's a whole thing, dude.
It's a hustle, dude. It's a hustle.
Yeah, dude. We're serious about it, dude. We're going at it. So like even sometimes when like houses look like they were like closed, like not occupied or like not open for trick or treating business, sometimes we knock on the door anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know. Maybe sometimes you get rad shit. Somebody give you like a fucking something rad out of their fridge. You get pieces of pie, big ass cookies. Some of those, that's a lick, man.
Yeah, and it's non-conventional too. So now you get way more variety. You get way more variety in the bag.
Right. Right, dude, and that's what's up, right? You don't want all those like weird. Anyways. So like, so we're going house to house. We go to this house, like straight up, the house is creepy. Like, it was a creepy old house, right? But like, both sides of that, there's some part there's light, you know what I'm saying? But also it's creepy Halloween light, you know what I'm saying? It's like, just porches, just porch lights, and like
Mhm.
just so go up to the house. And we're nervous going up anyway. Knock, 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 knock. And this fucking old, like in my mind, it's the oldest man who's ever been. He's like bald in a fucking white beater, like shorts, the
Mhm.
slippers, and he's like all frail and
Ah.
like yeah, dude. He's like, and then this old raggedy woman comes up and she looks and she's like got her hand out the window and she goes, "Are your parents with you?"
Oh
And we were like,
no.
"Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're right down here. Sorry to wake you guys up like it." But it was just in that moment, you know how like in like the Ren and Stimpy cartoons, like they fucking close up on them, and there's just like you
It's
see like
just
all the like the
disgusting.
hair, like
Yeah.
the one weird hair, and the fucking well, just like that, except for 5,000 times creepier. Like just
Because it's real and
two old,
not painted.
yeah, she's like two old animated corpses, just like, and her with her head back looking around. Are your parents with you? And dude, we were freaked out the rest of the night, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Well, because that's the
but as
only kind of
far
way you get to know where all the creepy people are is on Halloween night, which is weird. It's the one night it's supposed to be creepy, and then you kind of find out where all the kind of weirdos in your neighborhood
yeah,
are.
and there's like, oh, there's weird people in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's not all just kids and like, oh, yeah. Now you can just look on that neighbor app.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
That
Well, and forever. And then,
neighbor.
the real weirdos are the ones that aren't on there.
No, I meant like the predator. Who's in my neighborhood?
Oh,
Who's the
gotcha.
predator?
Yeah.
Is it my neighborhood?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that might not be in like a weird like in that kind of way, but it might be like like a indentured servitude. They might just keep a young boy in the basement to like peel
Yeah.
potatoes and do all the shit they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Are your parents
100%.
with you?
yeah.
Ah, that's a
Just their
classic
old-
Goosebumps book.
Long, snaky neck, sticking out there to looking
Yeah,
for
just like a
parent.
Muppet here sticking a
Yeah.
snake head out of a
Yeah.
window.
Yes, and we were both like, "Yeah, they're right there. He's right there. Okay, hi, Dad. Okay, sorry to bother you. Bye."
Hey, that's pretty smart for an 8-year-old to pretend your parents were with you.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's funny. It's like we're talking about getting kidnapped and all that shit. And I remember in the 80s, I can't remember. It had to have been around the same time where like there was a movie came out that was like, "Hello, my name is Steven."
Mhm.
About this kid who got kidnapped, and actually his brother ended up being a serial killer. It's really weird. The kid from that movie, from the
Really?
movie, yeah, dude, yeah.
His brother in real life. So the actor's brother ends up being
No,
a
not
serial
that
killer, or
brother,
in the movie.
kid that got kidnapped. The kid got kidnapped,
Mhm.
and basically, he was taken off into some remote town. I think in either California or Colorado or somewhere like that.
Mm.
He was taken up there. He was raised from a child. He was raised to believe he was somebody else and believe that he was the son of this other guy. And the only thing he knew about himself was like small flashes of like who his family was, and that his name was Steven.
Yeah.
So there's this like dramatic like NBC movie came out. "Hello, my name is Steven." It came out, and it was right about the time that the America's Most Wanted dude, what's his name? His son Adam had gotten found.
Oh shit.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
The host from America's Most Wanted?
Yeah. So the whole reason that show's even that show is because that dude's son Adam was kidnapped and they found him beheaded.
Oh my
but he was
god.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. It's a
Jesus.
fucked up story, dude. Both stories are fucked up. But, this was around the same time that all that shit was going on, man. And I remember distinctly, like things that happen when you're a kid that like distort, your life. Like, oh, it's dangerous. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
those doses of reality when you're a kid, when your childlike mind gets taken away little by little, those big shocks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's something that it was just that point in time. I feel like the news is, I don't know what's actually on the regular news, but like we were like inundated with like kidnappings, like, you know what I'm saying? And like lots of crazy fucking things like that. You know, it was just like it was always there.
Yeah.
The satanic panic.
Yeah.
Satanists were going to kidnap you.
Mm-hmm.
Two-Line Crew was on Phil Donahue. It was a wild time. The 80s.
Oh, Gigi Allen too. Gigi Allen was at his height, dude. Come on now.
Dude, what a wild fucking time. What a wild.
He was on Sally Jesse Raphael with like a fucking 18 or 19-year-old girl that's like, he can have my body. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I sacrifice to him. I worship him. And the mom's there like, you see what I'm saying? It's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
We need to bring back talk shows so we can have better conversations.
I'm about to say, about these kind of things. Yeah, dude. These talk shows used to not be, I mean, they were definitely like, there was that point where they became, but like, they became something else, very exploitative.
Yeah,
like,
it was like,
know, like,
we'll give you $50 for you guys to have a bar fight on screen. That's what it devolved into. But for a long time, when there was all of them, like Geraldo before he became a lunatic, like Ricky Lake, all of those, it was like a way for us to have these kind of like platformed conversations about weird, nuanced social things that were happening. Because that was also like when we were like, my son's a punk and I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it was also a way for parents to kind of understand, like, no, it's just, okay, this is just a teenager rebelling.
Yeah, exactly. Like you mentioned, Phil Donahue, man, he was like he was an awesome person. He was a totally anti-war fucking dude. He was a progressive. He was like, and that was what most of his show was. And it's crazy that it's gone from that to like Dr. Phil. Yeah.
Well, even that or Jerry Springer. There's both sides of it. Yeah. Now it's just, it's
Jerry
weird.
Springer was like a shit. It was meant to be that. It was meant to be a parody kind of like, I feel like it was. I feel like when you're watching Jerry Springer.
I hope the governor of Cincinnati had some more forethought than to. Did you know that he used to be the fucking governor of Cincinnati?
Yeah, I do.
So wild. So wild.
It's so wild. Yeah.
But I think he originally tried to do a talk show, and then I think just there was an episode where there was a fight, and then he was like, well, why don't we just do this? The ratings were off the chart. Why don't we just do this?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I think I remember reading an article that was like the people who go on Jerry Springer, or like then it became Steve, the bouncer had a show too. If you go on there and you fight, you have to like spend the evening in jail, but they also would pay, like they would bail you out and also pay you money. Because there was like some sort of law of where it was or something that you were still technically fighting and would still get charged for it. Like they had like a loophole with the law that there was like, okay, we're going to have people fight and I know it's illegal, but we'll bail them out and we'll pay for it type of situation. But they would give you a bonus if you fought on camera. Like you weren't supposed to, but they would give you extra money if you did to incentivize it.
That's so bizarre.
I know.
That's that. Yeah. I mean, but I'm sure people were happy to get on TV. I mean, people are just happy to.
Yeah.
People are just happy to do that.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's not as exploitative as like what Dr. Phil does or like what any of those people do.
Yeah.
Or a Morton Jr. or any of these people. Mm-hmm. Like which is just terrible. Awful. Dr. Phil's a terrible person.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Are the so wait, no, let me finish the story you told.
Oh yeah.
Did they ever give you anything, or did you guys just run away?
We ran. We got the fuck out of there. Like I said, I was like, yeah, they're right there. Sorry to bother you. Bye. Bye. There's Dad. Hey, Dad. You know,
Dad!
all the way there, Dad. I see you right there.
It cuts to your dad, and he's like blowing a bong rip with his buddy.
Yeah. In the car, listening to fucking Van Halen with his buddies, trying to fucking talk about jokes and shit. We're out here beating up demons, getting fucking abducted by witches and shit.
Come here, little boy. Come sit in this cauldron.
Yeah. Getting cooked up by the local witch coven. Goddamn.
Did you do the well, since you have a brother that's a little bit older than you, I mean, I guess that's what your dad's logic was, is like the older one that's slightly older will know so much more. The 1 year or 2 years older than you must be an abundance of wealth of knowledge more than my other son.
I don't think that there was any logic to it. I think it was one of those things where he was meant to do this thing on this date, so he was doing the thing that he was supposed to do or whatever.
I got you. Yeah.
It was always like that growing up. It's like our weekends, we spend, the nights at the catch are always comedians everywhere. There's always somebody like, I don't even remember seeing like one-on-one with my dad time was like, because his friends were always around. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of room for connection there when it's like that though. Yeah. I get it. Did you have a favorite thing to get then? Like a favorite candy then? Like something you were always hoping for?
Yeah, I think everybody wants the same thing, right? You want the Reese's Cups and the Snickers bars and the goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing out of control.
I actually loved these. These are a very poor kid candy, but maybe you remember them. I liked the Sixlets. Do you remember that? They were just tiny little chocolate balls with. I think they were basically like poor people M&Ms, is what they were. Yeah, but it was a very dusty chocolate in a candy coating shell, and I loved those because they would come in like a little sleeve, like little pearls. And I loved those. That the candy necklaces. I definitely used to always have the candy marks around your neck where you're wearing it, and you start eating it, and then you don't realize that makes it melt, and then you get all this blue and purple shit around your neck.
Yeah.
But I was always looking for nerds. That was my thing.
The nerds, yep, that was a big thing. Yeah,
that was a big nerds. I was doing a lot of trading for nerds because then I'd bring the thing back, and then my parents would dig through my shit and take all the shit that they wanted. Which certain times,
and then you trade with your sibling, right? You had to trade out with your sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Nerds were rad. Are they still around?
Yeah, nerds are still around.
One side was like the whatever, and the other side was the whatever. Like you had like the raspberry and the blueberry, and like you do the top of your box and just be ate up, just be by the end of it,
just gnawing on it. Yeah,
just gnawing on, slobbering it.
In hindsight, all it was just sour shit around granules of sugar. That's all they were, was just pieces of sugar. Yeah.
What genius! What
I
genius!
know, truly. How do we sell these kids fucking rock candy? Yeah. We need to rebrand rock candy. How do we do it? Okay, let's pulverize it so it's tiny and put another flavor on top of it. Total genius, really. Yeah, I loved it. I wasn't always the chocolate. I mean, I don't really like chocolate that much now as an adult, but as a kid, I was always more into the fruit flavored stuff than the chocolate stuff. But I was very particular. There was a bunch of like any of the old candy. Like there was, I don't remember what they were, but they were like, it was on black and white striped, kind of like a nougat situation. They were always hard. They would like stick to your teeth. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's old candy that you'd probably find at like a Cracker Barrel now, but next to the Beta Honeys. But they were just this weird, like hard. Producer Mark, do you know what I'm talking about? This hard nougaty, but it was always in like a black and white striped. No? Huh? No. I don't know. If you guys no, please tell me. I can't fucking remember what it was called. That or the base. I thought it was just wax. I hated these. But do you remember the candies that were just wrapped in orange or black paper? And they were always super chewy.
Terrible.
I fucking hated those.
Yeah, so bad.
It tasted like I was eating like peanut butter flavored mothballs. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was just, I can't. I don't like it. I don't make it stop. I don't like it.
Wow.
I hated the houses that had those. It was like, dude, fuck off. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, how do you even get those? I guess back in the day, it would just come in a bag. It would just be like Halloween candy. Just
like nondescript, just candy.
Yeah.
I think the ones I'm talking about were in the Brax mix bag. So the ones that had like the butterscotch candies.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
The mints, the blue ones, the strawberry ones. Oh, dude, I fucked with the strawberry ones. The hard candy that had a soft middle in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The ones that came in the wrapper that looked like a strawberry. I fucked with those.
Yeah.
I fucked with those.
Yeah, those are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
But I think they were in that pack. Maybe not, because it wasn't hard candy. Or maybe it was, and I just tried to chew on it like a moron. But yeah. Did you evolve into a destructive teenager for Halloween? Or were you one of those kids that did the toilet papering and whatnot?
Never. One time, I think what we would do, like, and it became a thing, like we would do it all the time. Where like there was like this huge graveyard. And it was a Catholic graveyard, so there was like all these weird mausoleums inside there.
Yeah, creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we go up there and do drugs and make out. Like the thing was to like find an open window and like see how long you could put your hand inside of it and like how long you could hold it. We'd be eating mushrooms. We'd like, dude, it was crazy because you just like the air in there doesn't move, so you just feels like it's just going, like the air's just barely moving over your skin. Oh, it's so creepy.
Ew. So you're like, how long can you leave your arm in there without freaking out?
Yeah. Play games like that. I was never a destructive guy.
Yeah. I never did any of that stuff either. I was more into the social aspect instead of like, I was like, I want to have fun. I'm not trying to get chased by the cop. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did plenty of crimes later, but it was always just, petty crimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was never to be harmful to anybody else. That was my whole thing. Is I was like, I never wanted to, smack people's. I mean, I had friends that were into that, like, use a baseball bat and hit people's mailboxes and shit like that. I definitely rode in the car while that was being done, but it was definitely, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. You guys are idiots.
Yeah, I was never really into that. I never got into that. I don't think any of my friends were either. I mean, I'm sure some of my friends probably did at that time, but like I can't remember ever. Like, yeah, no, man. God, especially after I got older, people got cars, dude. They were into some other shit.
Yeah, I used to hang out with a bunch of gearheads, so I would just end up in a fucking grocery store parking lot where they're trying to spin their fucking Honda CRXs or something in a circle, and it was like, you guys are just burning up your tires. But all right, it's fun. I like going fast, but this seems like a waste of money.
God, dude. Yeah, I remember that. Did a lot of that.
I did.
What about you have an embarrassing costume situation?
I mean, I don't know, man. That witch was pretty bad, but other than that, I don't think so. If I do, I never saw the pictures to remember it. When you don't see yourself, it's hard. It's always harder to remember the things. But I think I'm pretty sure I had one of those plastic outfits. Like one year I went as a clown or something, maybe. I don't know. But I was always more into the putting the shit on your face and becoming like something dead, or I wanted to, like, when I was in high school, I remember I used to do like stage makeup and just have these wounds, put these wounds on my arm and stuff. And then one time my my anatomy professor was like, "Oh my God, that's an awful lesion." And I was like, "Thank you." I was like, that means I did a good job. But nothing really embarrassing. No, I don't, not that I can recall. I did have like an upsetting moment. There was a time when I was like, I think it was like my 16th birthday party. Since my birthday's so close to Halloween, I had a birthday Halloween party. And at the time I was seeing a guy that was like 20 or something like that. And it was not cool with my folks. And he came to the party and he was like acting, I think he had a job as like a security guard or something. So he came in as that, and like just kind of, you know, if your 16-year-old daughter is dating a grown man, you're already like uncomfortable. And he just kind of sat in that motherfucker like he owned the place. And my dad was like, "I will kill this like, I guess he doesn't know who's out." And I was like, "Okay, thanks for stopping by." Thanks for the flowers. It was the first time anybody gave me flowers, so that was cute. But other than that, he was trash. You know, I think I was just captivated. I mean, I think he took our first date. He took me to Arby's. You know, probably not.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Get those 2 for 2 beef and cheeses, man. One for me, one for you.
Did you know that Arby's, it stands for like just the R and a B, like roast beefs?
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I had no idea. No, I didn't know that. But that checks out. Arby's. You want to get Arby? You want to get a roast beef sandwich?
Yeah, Arby's. Yeah, roast beefs. I'm kind of a Arby's aficionado. As a matter of fact,
I can't do it. I don't like the gray meat.
Big fan of the roast beef. Oh God, I love it. Fucking love it.
I remember trying, like, I do remember having the beef and cheese when I was younger. But then I, like, once I stopped eating all that shit and then tried to eat it again, I couldn't do it anymore. Just, it was so gross to me. And then I remember when they tried to do that shift into like, no, we make healthy stuff too. And I was like, stop it, Arby's.
They do make a decent Reuben. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They put together a decent Reuben. They do.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm a fan.
Do you still get? I just remember my uncle getting like bags of it. Bags of the roast beef sandwiches.
5 for 5.
Yeah, dude, all smashed down when I was loitering after school in the office. Yeah, it was just.
I guarantee if I go over that in that trash can right there, dude, there's some Arby's that I had for breakfast, and that's not even. I'm not even lying. This morning.
The one thing that always got me, they still got my money because they had curly fries, and no other fast food place had curly fries. And I fucking love that horsey sauce. I used to put that shit on everything.
Fire. Their poppers are fire. Mm-hmm. It's a great establishment. Mm-hmm. It's a great
establishment.
A true American institution.
Dude, all the punk guys in my life love Arby's. I don't know what it is, but every fucking punk dude I've ever known my whole life has a soft spot for Arby's. Did you know JT Haber? You know JT Haberstadt?
Yeah.
JT is such a big Arby's fan that I was at this antique shop. Oh, where the fuck was it? I think it was in somewhere in Tennessee. I was in this antique shop and they had a vintage old school Arby's, like it looked like a mosaic Arby's glasses.
Oh, nice.
From back in the 80s, back when they had merch.
Damn. You used to be able to get merch, like the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. Would come out and they would have the fucking glasses at the McDonald's.
I still buy those bitches. I got one at home. I got a Ghostbusters one. Yeah. I have an ET one.
How rad was that?
Mm-hmm.
How rad was that?
Yeah. Now it's
Living
always
at the
plastic
height of
bullshit, but
empire-
the cool glasses were always sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Living at the height of empire was like quite a treat.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Because that was like the first time. That was the first time a movie fucking merchandise, dude.
Yeah.
They
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
merched the fuck out of that film. I think Star Wars definitely revolutionized merchandising for films
Sure.
without
dude, for
question.
sure.
Because
Yeah,
then after
dude.
that, you could always get a thing from a film.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it seems like the other way. It seems like they make the movie for the merch.
They do. They for sure do. The merch and the CIA.
Yeah.
That's our.
I think
That's
the
who we have to
CIA is
thank.
the ones making the merch. They got a side
They
business
totally
set
are.
up.
They totally are.
The Funko Pop is owned by the Central Intelligence
Would
Agency.
not that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
But I remember having the Land Before Time. They had like these little hand puppets
Yeah.
you could get at the McDonald's.
Yes. How random did a Happy Meal used to be? Had the
So
raddest toys.
sick.
Remember when they came out with like all the Muppet babies? That
Oh,
you
yeah.
get all the Muppet babies.
Mm-hmm.
Babies. Oh man,
Dude, even the
I'm like-
actually this is on theme with the Halloween. You remember the nuggets, the chicken nuggets that had the fucking had the mummy one and the witch one and the fucking
yeah.
Those were so cute because they were even it was even merch for McDonald's, but they had good merch.
Yeah, man, they had fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun time. Just go to your birthday party, everybody smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, yes. Producer Mark just gave me his
Nice.
finger puppet.
Is that from McDonald's?
I don't know. Is Producer Mark, is this from McDonald's? No. Okay, he said no, but it was just a finger puppet he's got here. But yeah, you would get cool shit like
Cute.
this. It wasn't always just a tiny. When they converted to the tiny plastic toy, that's where they kind of lost me. I mean, I did still have all the Fraggle Rock ones.
Yeah,
Those
they'd
were the-
always have something rad.
Mm-hmm.
Always have something rad.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we ate McDonald's, I think, more than the average person because my dad worked for the bakery that made the buns. So he was like, that was his quote, his company man thing. He's like, well, if we're going to go get a treat, then we're going to McDonald's to get a treat. Because I was like, okay. Well, at least they got the Fraggle Rock toy.
For sure.
I mean, that was always that was the only reason I ever didn't like Burger King as much is because their toys were trash. Happy Meal toys were where it was at, dude. I mean, that was you want to talk about elite fast food situation? McDonald's had it right. I mean, obviously they're a fall from grace now. Now it's an abomination, but when I was a child, back when they were using real meat in the burgers. Damn.
Oh yeah. You can get it in styrofoam,
Mm-hmm.
like a real degenerate, like a real. Just oh god, you know what? It's also crazy to talk about merchandising in McDonald's. How wild it was, like the whole California raisin. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but like the whole California raisin craze.
I owned all of them. I learned about in hindsight. Obviously, it's very racist. I had this conversation with Bobby the other day. It's obviously very racist in hindsight, calling Motown singers raisins, the California raisins. But I did. That's how I learned about Motown.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's what
I sang all the songs. I had all the little figurines. Dude, I probably still have them. I used to have. I used to have the little bendy ones. It was like a plush body of the different the raisins, and they had wiry arms that you could like position and make them stand.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like one. Yeah, that was one. Well, what is it? One kind of them. Then they had the little ones.
The
that
little
came from
plastic
the-
figurines. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. What a merchandising, like when they came out with that commercial, it was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It was like it went nuts. There's never been anything like that. I can't think of anything that's been like that since. That was just like cross merchandise, fucking everywhere. You know what I mean?
I loved them.
Skibbity toilet can't fucking touch. It cannot touch.
Fuck you, Peppa Pig. You ain't got shit on the California raisins.
Yeah.
But yeah,
blue.
Incredibly problematic. But man, I fucking loved them. I didn't have any. I had no idea why. Huh?
Yeah. Who knew dude, because they were good at fucking selling shit.
Mm-hmm.
They were super good.
Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Morgan on the pod.
Shit.
Can you turn your phone sideways? There you go.
Is that better?
Yay! What's up?
What's up?
We're currently talking about. We're currently talking. I would love for you to chime in on this. Do you remember the California raisin craze when we were kids?
No. He's a young buck.
I'm kidding. Of course I do, dude. We had them all. We had the T-shirt.
Yeah.
My mom dried my brother's T-shirt and melted it because it wasn't 3D, but it was layered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the raisin had texture on the T-shirt, and it melted. And buddy, he was furious.
Yeah, dude. One time, my grandmother's such an asshole. One time, I left my California raisins, the plushy ones with the bendy arms. I left them at her house, and then she just wrapped them and gave them to me for Christmas. That was like my gift for Christmas. And she gave me back my own toy. Right? What a bitch, dude. She's so mean.
Heard you lost these.
Yep. Funny, but mean. Yeah. I was just telling DJ, I'm pretty sure I still have the little figurines. And again, in hindsight, problematic, but I fucking loved them. I used to sing all those goddamn songs.
Oh no, were they blackface coded?
I mean, now it's yeah, of course it's racist to call a bunch of black musicians raisins.
Is that what it was? I thought it was just a campaign and then they made their vernacular black because it was cool, which is still racist, but I didn't realize it was.
No, because it was like the Temptations. It was all like that's how I learned about Motown fucking artists was because of the California raisins.
I get that, but they were actually trying to sell cereal and stuff. So I just thought, and by the way, what I'm about to say is still problematic. It's just not as evil, I guess. I thought it was like, we got these raisins, we want to turn them into characters to sell raisins. And then someone was like, well, they should definitely be cool and black. You know, that sort of accidental racism rather than that like.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it was sinister because they got the artist to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like.
Fair.
Yeah, I think.
Wasn't there a cartoon out for a little bit? Wasn't there like a cartoon?
Claymation, dude?
You had to go back and watch the cartoon and see.
Claymation.
Exactly
I loved it. Hey, we got a Rozzy sighting for the YouTube folks. That's a cute baby. That's a cute
He's
baby.
making noise. He thinks I'm talking to the sky, so he wants to know what's going down.
We all are, Rozzy. We're all yelling at the ether. Well, then tell us. Do you have an embarrassing or silly Halloween story from your childhood?
From my childhood.
Yeah.
I got some embarrassing Halloweens from adulthood. Let me think.
We talked about a spooky time that DJ went up to you know how every neighborhood's got a creepy house. They went up to the creepy house, and the people in there were just as creepy as they thought it would be. And they asked him where his parents were, and they were like, "Right down the street." he's right there
in front of your homies.
Yeah, his brother.
My brother.
Yeah.
We were both scared. We were equally freaked out.
One time I got shaving cream in my eye, like they got me while I was asleep.
Oh shit.
And I woke up like confused and cried, and then like kind of came to or woke all the way up, and I was like with the homies crying. I don't remember if that was Halloween or not, but it feels like it was because it feels like we went toilet paper in that night. So we'll say it was.
Okay, he was the toilet paper guy because I was like, who did that?
All the kids around where I grew up did it. It was like, you know, and there was like these legendary stories that people running through the woods from fat cops and hiding and, setting up dummies to throw the dogs off your scent. There were no dogs. There were no dogs out looking for the kids' toilet paper in yards.
No, without
but we would escalate as you get older, and there's like this gap between trying to get drunk and have sex every Halloween and still in the woods doing toilet paper, where we started egging people's houses. Not my story, but like a real Hallmark movie. There was this teacher that everyone hated, and he was kind of a dick. He was real prickly. In retrospect, may have been autistic. Probably shouldn't have been teaching. He lived in a trailer, and these guys, they're a little older than my brother. So I was young, but this story got around. And Chris Jones, the guy who did it, cousin, sweet guy. Genuinely a great dude now, and was a sweet kid in high school. Like, he was really nice to me when it wasn't cool for older kids to be nice to you. You know what I mean? But the way he tells the story is this kid, Frank, threw an egg and hit the dude's car. And the porch light came on, and Chris was panicking, and he was like, I got to outdo Frank. I got to outdo Frank. We got to leave. I got to outdo Frank. And the way he tells it, he was like, and then I saw the cinder block.
Oh, no.
So he just fucking Olympic discus through, spin, toss. And when he tells it, or told it, he'd be like, it left my hand, and I thought, what did I just do?
Oh, no.
And it put a hole in the dude's trailer. And then they owned up to it, and they helped him patch it. And then the dude was like, part of the reason they made fun of him and hated him is he was like a bachelor. He was a weirdo. He was hard to get along with. And his best friend bred as gay. Yeah. So they would call him, lovers. Long story short, they went over there and helped him fix his house. And then they all became best friends with him. A real they started hanging out with him after school. They got him to stop being a dick to everybody. He started teaching a special class that they were all in about the American Revolution, because it was his special interest. So that ended up being pretty sweet.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think only Chris could have pulled it off. I don't think everyone else would have just denied it and then whatever. But Chris was like, I did that. And whatever,
I gotta fix it. I gotta own it. Yeah, I gotta own up to it.
Yeah.
That's always nice and comforting when you see a child that's virtuous. I swear to God. It's always.
Yeah. His wife is sick with cancer now. So anyway, the world sucks. Fuck Bill Clinton. On God.
Oh, yeah. Dude, how funny is it that Kamala...
Let's not change the subject. Carmen had us in the pocket, and then I just jumped right out of it. I'm not going to be responsible for that.
I think I just want to say that I think it's so hilarious that Kamala is so struggling with messaging and shit, and every time she turns around, it's Obama, Biden, goddamn Clinton just stepping all over, just stepping on her dick, just it's so crazy.
If she actually, if I believe she was actually anti-genocide, it would in fact be, I would have so much sympathy for it. Because you're completely right. If she was actually trying to get something done over there and they were doing all that, I would be like, the boys can't get out of the way,
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. I gotta go in a minute. It's probably almost over anyway.
Should have tell everybody Bill Clinton.
So, yeah, I literally was I want to tell everybody fuck Bill Clinton real quick, Andy. That's the only thing that'll make me feel better. I don't think my dog's coming home. I'm still hopeful, but I don't think he is. I'm pretty bummed about it. Don't want to bum everybody out. Been looking for him, but I know everybody wants an update. I don't know. Do whatever you do. Pagans, put your little things out and point them at the star or whatever you do.
He might just be lost, dude. He might be. I mean, you hear stories about that all the time.
Nobody's seen him since Sunday, so yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. I'm hopeful, dude. I'm just saying.
Y'all called all the vets and all the people you made it done all that.
We called the one vet. Yeah. The thing we haven't done that I want to do is like go by the post offices.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, you guys drive around all the time. You've been seeing this dog?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Animal hospitals and post office would be good. Yeah.
it's just such a small place. You know, like I think I don't know. Look, here's the situation in my opinion. Someone got him and they're just not planning on giving him back, or maybe his tag somehow fell off. So that still gives me hope.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the woods, and he's just like lost in the woods, and he'll emerge, and there's nothing we can do till he does. Or a bear or a coyote got him. Or
I don't know, man. Mick's
option
pretty
Andy brought up,
spry,
man,
dude.
thought
I
of.
think Mick's pretty spry.
All right, well, for a 13-year-old, which brings up what Andy brought up. He's been having a lot of different troubles lately. Andy's like, he may have just dipped.
Oh, you think he put himself out to pasture?
Maybe.
Oof.
The son of a bitch would do that. That little bastard.
Oh, man, I had a
Anyway.
dog do that. That shit was so...
It would be my second.
oh,
And there's only 2 I've ever loved.
oh, so rude. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, it's
Don't look at
embarrassing
me
to
like
die.
that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
also fucking let a motherfucker know, dude. I don't want to be wondering.
But yeah, I've been obviously real emotional. I just know that people have been hitting me up and asking. I wanted to come on here and say that. We've been looking, we've been crying all day. Today was the first day I really cried and, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let me plug these dates. No, November 8th and 9th at the Bristol Blue Ridge Comedy Club. The 10th, I don't know if it's going to happen. I wasn't responsible for organizing it. I was supposed to be doing a benefit show in Johnson City.
Mhm.
It looks like it may not happen, but I'll let everybody know as soon as I can. If you live in Johnson City and you're like, oh, I was going to go to the Bristol show. I'll just wait on this benefit. No, it's probably not going to happen. Also, you're going to get me in trouble with the club. These people still got to eat. So don't be doing that. If you live in Johnson City, you're going to the fucking Bristol show. You're going to the fucking Bristol show. Then I'll be in Florida the 23rd, and Well Red is in Nashville in December, and that's it for me for the year. Anyway, I don't know why I even plugged the dates. I guess reflexively, I just wanted to come on here and say fuck Bill Clinton.
I miss my
There's no news
dog.
on Mick.
Yeah.
There is no news on Mick. Thanks to everybody who's like asking about it. Roscoe went to his first music festival. He got dirty immediately, and then he started taking drugs known as sugar, basically immediately, and then he passed out in the field right after that. So he's primed, dude. He was dirty, fucked up, and then asleep, all within 3 hours. So
Hell yeah.
and sucking titties.
He
All
gets
3 of
it.
those.
He gets it, dude. He's a
Yes.
fast boy, dude, from the jump.
Yeah. He was brought out. Also, this happened. I gave it away to like a friend of a friend because it's not my thing.
Mhm.
These dudes were on each other's shoulders, like total bros.
Mhm.
And I had Roscoe on my shoulder, so I sprinted over there like we were gonna challenge him to chicken.
Yeah.
They were doing it to take pictures with this group on stilts. I got in the picture and I looked down and someone had dropped a bag of Coke.
Oh shit.
So Roscoe's first ground score. I stepped on the bag immediately. We like posed for the picture, and then I knelt down and scooped it. And I went to those 2 dudes. I was like, "Hey, check your pockets and see if you dropped something." And one of the dudes was like, "Oh shit, was it my blow?" And he stuck his hand in his pocket and he goes, "Nah, I got mine. If you found blow, you're good, dude." Not my thing, but I gave it to someone who was very pleased, and I think they tested it. Maybe they didn't. They're still alive though. But Roscoe's first ground score, he's a full-on wook daddy. Now.
Wow, dude. From the jump.
Yeah, dude. Oh, okay. One more, because this is fun.
Mhm.
My mom was with Roscoe most of the time at a little farm Airbnb. Totally adorable. And something happened when Wook came up. She was like, "What's a Wook?"
Mm-hmm.
So me and Andy were trying to explain a Wook to her. And, we started like, it's not a hippie, but think that type of subculture where the dress and the music and the whatever is all similar. But, we started going through and then I said, okay, here's a Wook. This morning I started to walk to the bathroom and we saw our neighbors getting out of their tent. And I was like, hey, hope the generator didn't bother you guys last night. We turned it on to drown out the fucking music coming from that camp next door.
Mm.
And dude immediately was like, oh, don't worry about it, dude. Can I use your phone? And I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the other dude goes, oh, yeah, I lost his phone, so we need to borrow a phone. I got blackout again, you know. And I was like, again? He goes, yeah, every festival, I lose our stuff. And I was like, and you keep giving him your stuff? And he's like, I know, bro. And he starts poking on my phone, and he goes, so I'm looking for a smoke shop because we also lost all of that stuff. The dude lost both their cell phones, and all anyone wanted to do was make sure they could find a smoke shop to go to buy more pot. Not otherwise completely unfazed. Saw him 4 hours later, hammered drunk, hugging me, telling me I was his brother. They found the bag because someone brought it back to him.
Of course they did.
Nice. Phones were in it. Pot was not, but that's okay because they found a smoke shop.
Exactly. Well, you got to pay the
And
tax
my mom was like,
for returning the phone.
yeah. My mom was like, okay, I know what a wook is. And I was like, yeah. Think of all that, but they also have like giant gauge earrings and a flat billed hat, and you got it.
That's a good summation, really. It's
Priorities. They're different.
Yeah, exactly. Hilarious. Well,
I'm sorry I commandeered the last 12 minutes.
No, it was good. We gotta wrap it up anyways. It's perfect. We got a little dose of you.
All right, here's my best quick Halloween story too.
Okay.
We went out as wrestlers. Nope, it was the next year. We went out as zombie rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time. Our buddy Miles, dressed as Buddy Holly, got arrested because he got so hammered, he disappeared. And basically, the cops found him and he was too drunk to like talk. So they just were like, all right, man, you got to go to the drunk tank because you don't have any idea. Like, we don't even know what to do with you.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
He's like, I'm Buddy Holly, you fuck.
We were too drunk. We were like, we'll go to the jails the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's where we think he is, we'll go to the hospitals. But like, we were like, hopefully he just went home. But Miles was pretty hot. We were like, he just disappeared with something, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Then we found out he was in jail. Somebody called and we were like, he's in jail. You can't bail him out until 8 a.m. All right, we'll bail him out at 8 a.m. I go to bed. I wake up. Brian is in my kitchen. He was dressed as zombie Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
He's pacing. He's furious. I'm like, what's up, dude? Like, what's wrong? He goes, I fucking went to jail last night. And I was like, nah, dude. Miles went to jail last night.
Yeah.
You didn't go to jail. We came home and went to bed. He goes, yeah. And then the cops came and I went to jail.
What?
I was like, we didn't even have a party. What are you talking about? He's like, me and Miami got into an argument. We were yelling at each other outside. There was a party next door. They called the cops because I'm a giant dude and she's a tiny woman.
Mm-hmm.
The cops came. Of course, they separated us. When they separated us, they took her inside my bedroom where my pipe was at.
Oh, no.
So I was like, holy shit, dude. And he goes, yeah, the only part of this that's funny is that Miles woke up in jail, looked at me, looked at the guy next to him and goes, I told you he'd be here. Grabbed my orange and started eating it and then fell back asleep. Their mugshots were the funniest ones I've ever seen. Full zombie Buddy Holly and Elvis Presley. Nice.
Do you have them? Do you have those pictures?
We have Miles's. Brian's disappeared. I shouldn't even be talking about this on a podcast. Joe is his real name. Joe's disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Joe worked for the state at that time. I have no idea who made that go away. It wasn't me. I got the charge dismissed because that was when I worked for Knox County.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who made that. That would have ruined Brian's whole trajectory.
Oh, but what a great photo, though. I want to see the picture.
I know. We got Miles somewhere. What's wrong, buddy? Brian's never came out and busted. It disappeared quick. Miles is dead. All right, I gotta go. My baby's crying. I'm
All right.
get a bad dad.
Also, guys, we got to wrap it up anyways. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you guys join the Patreon, patreon.com/gravybabypod. Jump on the stream whenever I'm playing video games. You guys can hang out and bullshit with me. I appreciate everybody doing that. Make sure you guys go see Drew in Bristol, November 8th and 9th, he said, right? 18th and 19th. Check the Gravy Baby Pod will have it, I'm certain, and Drew Morgan Comedy.
You just rewind this. To
Yeah,
the point
actually,
where he's
yeah, you
talking
could.
about
You could just
Yeah.
just rewind this back and then remember it. I'll be at the Comedy Mothership in Austin on November 29th to December 1st, and then I will be in Assorted Cities in Colorado the first week of December 4th through the 8th or 9th, one of these. CarmenMorales.com for all of your Carmen Morales needs. Patreon.com/GravyBabyPod. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye. You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,